Well, my central concerns for sculpture haven't really changed much in 20 years or so, and I am interested in making sculptures in a way about the joys of surfing, and so that takes on a variety of forms, but primarily it's an interest in a way evoking a sculpture that's the image of moving water, and so the central ambition doesn't really change much, but you have to come across different structures in a way that might evoke that, and then as the sculptor you work a sort of a changing physicality into those things for how they work or not, as they're improvisations that come out of the studio. So this wasn't particularly made for this exhibition, but it felt appropriate to show one here, and its recent manifestation is from finding that mesh, the material. So in a way, I'm still a junk sculptor, in that I'm still a victim of what I find, and yet I'm still looking for materials that might lend themselves to a manipulation into these sort of structures that I find can give me a connection to this thing that I keep sort of nudging away at, this theme, this ongoing concern. Yeah.
So your work's really like a conglomeration of things you just find around.
They're shaped, of course. It's still subject to the chance of having a connection with things you find. You have to come across the material, you have to accumulate the material, and then have it around to familiarise yourself with, and then get into a process of shaping and reshaping and adjusting and working as a sculptor at that point. In a way, not very long, because you spend a long time looking, and so the actual hands-on is a pragmatic process, but there's a phenomenon of adjusting it or reworking it, and with this particular sculpture there was a sort of focal distance that the screens had to be apart before there was this optical physicality came about. So I improvised by propping things up for a while, and until I felt something was there, then I had to get it up into the visual space that I wanted rather than down on the ground. So you shuffle around, you find other pieces, and you bring things together, and you try things and you reject things, and then after a while some things start to consolidate, and working with steel's a very fluid process. It's easy to temporarily organise things and then adjust them or reject them and completely start again. So labour in itself is just something that happens. It goes by. It doesn't. You forget how long it takes you in a way.
Yeah, you just get lost in it.
And then it'll be tacked up, and then you'll leave it, and then you'll walk away and do something else for a few days, a few weeks, and then you'll come back and you'll say, I'll accept that now, and then you'll do the welding up and the grinding and the more structural presentation of it, the making it sound. I suppose it was mostly via being a drawer first, scribbler.
Was that from a very young age?
Oh yeah, obviously didn't pay attention much at school. So it just becomes a preoccupation, and then sculpture, as such, you choose to go to art school, and things lead you in a certain way. I sort of had the energy for working. I worked with clay and plaster and things like that as in employment as well. So by the time you get to art school, you're willing to immerse yourself, and sculpture I found very interesting at art school. And there's a sculptor I particularly like, Dale Miles. Dale's works the chapel, the wooden chapel right down the end in that oblique chapel. Yes, and
that was in Sculpture by the Sea, I believe.
it's having another outing, and I think I remember it vividly from Bondi, and I thought it was a very quiet, outstanding work at Bondi, and underrated achievement, and I enjoy seeing Dale's work. I think there's really going to be more to come, and
watch this space.
Well, sure. Well, it's already there, but we'll wait and see what the fickle nature of being a practitioner dishes up for him. We only wish everyone well, but I'm enjoying what Dale's up to at the moment. David Horton as well, Kaz Haswell, Stephen Ralph. There's many people. I know more people in this show than kind of in the whole world. There's young Sydney sculptors who've been around the scene for quite a while now, but they're definitely surviving. They're definitely hanging in there, and it's a difficult process even to hang in there. And they're producing now, and it's great. Yeah.